Hi everyone, this is Mitch from pickdogs.com here with another video in your How to Win at Sports Betting series. This one's going to be, how much should I bet on each game? I get this question all the time. Of course, at pickdogs.com, we've got free picks on every game every single day. Here in our YouTube channel, I got tons of videos just like this one, and of course, adding more all the time. So be sure to subscribe to our channel. Of course, we also have free pick videos on this channel, and I do more free pick videos than anyone, so be sure to check it out. But in any event, let's get to this topic of how much should I bet on a game? And boy, I get this question almost every single day. And there's a few different criteria and a few different ways to answer this. And the most important thing is no one can truly answer this except for the person making the bet. But we'll come back to that, and we'll just go through the key points here. And the first one is never bet more than you can afford to lose. Whether you're a professional bettor, whether you're a recreational bettor, whether you just bet once a year, or this is the only bet you're ever going to make, or whether you bet every single day. Never ever bet more than you can afford to lose. If you are betting more than you can afford to lose, then you have a problem, and I suggest you stop betting immediately on everything, because when betting starts to have a negative effect on your life, that means it's a problem, and it's not a good thing, and it's something that you probably shouldn't be doing. So never bet more than you can afford to lose. Of course, a professional bettor, they would never bet more than they can afford to lose, because it would bankrupt them. It would put them under. And just always keep that in mind. There is no such thing as a sure thing. Of course, another way to look at this is, how much should I bet on the game? Well, personally, the way that I do it is I look at my entire bankroll and I decide over time how much a unit is. How much is a regular bet on a game, whether it's $10, $100, $1,000, whatever the case may be. And I have to admit to you, and I'm always honest, is that over time, over the years, my base amount for a bet has increased. As my bankroll has increased, my base unit increases. It started at one spot, and then the bankroll built, and my unit size went up. It never went up drastically at once because I was on a hot streak, or it never went down drastically at once because I was on a cold streak. But what it did is it steadily grew, and if I've been on cold streaks, sometimes I'll reel it back in a little bit as well. So my base unit price, but establish what a base unit is. The way that I make my bets is I go through all of the games on the card, and this is what I do for a living, so I have time to do this, and I go through all of the games on the card, and I decide these are the games that fit my criteria to bet. I don't just say, well, I only will bet 3 games, or I'll only bet 1 game a day, or only, I won't bet 10 games a day, or anything like that. I go to every game that fits my criteria. On some days, only 1 game fits my criteria. On some days, 15 games can fit my criteria. The criteria is never reliant on a specific number of bets to be made for the day. My criteria for making a bet is based upon the criteria that I see one team has the advantage over the other team, or I see a total that is low or high for these two teams playing. And it's very simple for me, and that's how I keep it very simple, because this way I never feel like I make a bet that I shouldn't have made, and I also don't miss bets that I wish I would have made, or that I knew I should have made. And that's one thing that I feel a lot of people get wrong, because they hear advice, never bet, and they pick a magic number. It's 3 usually. Never bet more than 3 games a day. Yeah, well, what if 25 games fit your criteria? That, as a professional bettor, that could be your month. That could be your whole month. That could be 3 months, depending on how many units you have on the game. Then, so after I put a unit on each of the games that I've decided that fit my criteria, I'll go through the games again, and I'll see which games have a stronger edge, and then which games have a stronger edge after that. And I'll continue to go through the games all the way up until the games begin for the day. So basically, I've built a pyramid, and the games that I really like the best, I have several units on. The ones that I liked on the next level, I have a little bit less, down to the games that fit my criteria, but I don't absolutely love them, so maybe I'll have 1 unit across on those games. So it's basically, I do a building process where I do start with them all with the same bet, and then the games that I like the most, I'll continue to add more and continue to add more and continue to add more until I've reached my max units, which usually is about 5. So, I have had other games where I've gone above my 5 units, but those are extremely rare. Those are people that have ever bought any of my premium packages. I never rate games a 10 out of 10. I never say things like lock. I never say things like sure thing. Usually an 8 out of 10 is as big as it gets for me. And, the reason, when it's an 8 out of 10, those are few and far between. It's maybe 1 or 2 a week of those 8 out of 10 games, maybe a few more. But I mean, it depends on the week. But generally, I don't go with big bets on a lot of games. I save that for the games that I really, really like, and I know I have an advantage. And do those games always win? Absolutely not. But I'll tell you what, they win a lot more than the ones that I don't have rated that high. That's for sure. And one thing I've been able to maintain over the years, and the reason I've been able to do that, is I am super selective about it. You don't see me saying, this is my 10-star pick every single day. You don't see me saying, this is my game of the year every single day. You'll hear me say once or twice a year when Alabama played Notre Dame in the national championship, this is the game of a lifetime. This is the opportunity of a lifetime, getting that kind of line in that game. When Ohio State played Clemson in the playoff, opportunity of a lifetime. When Miami played Notre Dame a few years ago in the regular season at Miami, opportunity of a lifetime. I can name those off of the top of my head. Those games where I've gone more than my normal amounts, because that's how rare that they happen. But once in a while, they do happen. I'm sure like to jump all over them. So, coming back to our question of how much am I betting on each game? And like I said, it's all relative to the person. I couldn't just walk up to somebody and they say, how much should I bet on a game? Put 20 grand on it. I mean, that doesn't even make any sense. What's $20 to one person is $200 to another person. And, we have a global community here at Pick Dogs, and I'm proud of that. But one thing that we know in a global economy, it's all things are not equal as far as, how much money is worth, how much incomes are, how much things cost, things of that nature. So this is all up to the person and what you've decided as your bankroll. But in general, bet with your head and not over it, and never bet more than you can afford to lose. This is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. I have a ton of videos like this. We're going to expand on this topic and many other topics. They kind of all bleed into one another, and so be sure to check out all of our videos on betting strategy here on our YouTube channel for pickdogs.com, and of course be sure to check out pickdogs.com every day for free picks on every game.